for all the women out there that feel undervalued or unworthy, mistreated, or just not on their game, like, I just want to hear from you, like, why you love women. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon and good evening, wherever you are. This is Rebekah Freedom. We're on episode number 4 for the Awakened Heart. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
So, you and I, okay, let's just jump in. Men just fucking don't know how to treat women. We just are clearly like dense in the head.
Why do you think that is?
I just think it's like thousands of years of patriarchy and men just being like, oh, women is commodity. I'll just take her for what I can use her for and then toss aside.
Well, don't you think that they also allow it to be that way?
Oh, we're going to fight today. We're just going to start with
it's going to be a healthy debate.
Also, I'd like to say for all of you who are sensitive or have children in the room, this is explicit, and you're going to definitely want to keep in mind that this is not a censored show at all. Zero censor. So if you get easily offended, don't watch it.
Yeah.
This isn't the show. Don't watch this shit. Okay. So, do women allow men to treat them badly? Is that what you're asking me?
Well, I believe the ones that are complaining about, how guys just want them for hookups and they're treating them like shit, they're accepting it. And that's the bottom line. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's the fact that you're accepting these guys the way they're treating you.
Well, evolution being what it is, I would definitely, I would say I would agree with that in my younger years, like back in the day, where you just kind of slutted out, and I hooked up with a lot of different people, and it, yay, go 20s.
Right, I'm living it.
You're living it. Except you're living the second half of your 20s, hopefully older and wiser.
Yes.
But I think just like people mentally evolve, emotionally evolve, I think there's like this co-evolution that's happened is as women have gotten more savvy and tried to there's been something created called the fuck boy that has.
Did you create that?
By myself. I did. Specifically the spiritual fuck boy.
Well, look, I mean, if you look from the outside, I fit the typical fuckboy look, but the reality is, I'm not a fuckboy. I mean, well, define a fuckboy for us.
Okay, well, so there's guys that that just want to hit it and quit it, and that's like clean and that's clear, and you can swipe your way to DTF, right?
But there's also girls who let that happen too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's a pretty clear exchange. It's just sort of like, I'm going to go through the drive-through. I'm going to get this shitty food, but I'm going to be cool with it until the morning. And then I'm going to be like, why did I do that? But fuckboys are the guys that you think, oh, cool. He's sweet, and we're going on dates, and like we're talking to each other, and it's like, you think you may be in the back of your mind, you're like, I don't really know if this is the guy for me, but you just let your barriers down, and they get all the relationship benefits, they get the friendship, they get the sex, and then when you want the commitment, they're like, nah, I'm out.
You know what he is? He's a great actor. That's what a fuckboy is.
Yes.
They set it up and they manipulate you to get what you want.
So the whole reason, that's the opposite of the awakened heart, don't you think?
Yeah, that's not what we're about. We don't promote fuckboys with the awakened heart. Let's talk about this Tinder stuff, though. Let's talk about Tinder, because Tinder is making a lot of people bitter out there.
Oh, me included.
And look, there's a lot of good people on there, too. It's just the way you're presenting yourself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, look, I found some good people. I've been on Tinder. I found some good people. Mm-hmm. There's good people on there. It's just your mind gets in the way, your pride. Oh, I'm not going to find anybody decent on here. They all want to hook up. Yeah, they all want to hook up because you keep thinking that.
So just to be wrong, there's nothing wrong with a hookup. Like, ain't
No.
no shame in the game. But if you know in your heart, if you're in a place where you're just like, and listen, I would argue to say most people are like, I want real connection. I don't want to just like leverage my sexuality or my body to like feel worthy. I want someone to really love me for who I am. And that's what I mean by a fuckboy is you get in there and you're like, I want someone to love me for who I am. And they seem like they're doing a good job. But then there's that other layer of commitment that comes in. So Tinder is like the beginning of how to meet somebody.
Yeah, pretty much the little initiation.
Yeah.
That's what Tinder is.
Do you want to tell your Tinder stories since you're handsome and you probably get swiped a lot?
Well, I get swiped a lot, and it's a lot of small talk at first, which is not intriguing, not to me at least. I'm going for depth and substance, but you know what? It's an easy way to meet people, and I suggest my friends getting on these apps, these dating apps, because you don't need to spend time driving somewhere just to go meet somebody to see if you like them or not. You can instantly build something right off the bat, get a conversation going, get a phone number, get on the phone with them, start seeing what you guys have in common right at the comfort of your own fingertips. So I like it. I don't think it's this hookup thing that everybody projects it to be. I mean, I've met some good people on there. I'm not gonna say I found the one, but I have definitely met some good people.
Do you even think that you're a place in your life to find the one?
No, I mean, me personally, no. I want to become the one before I find the one. I gotta light up my own sky first. That's where I'm
at. The sky's not the limit. It's just your point of view or whatever. There's like a great quote by Alicia Keys about that. I just saw her husband graduated from Harvard business law. And I was just like, from the Bronx to Harvard, like anything is possible in life. And so, but to the point of like, are you ready to actually be the person that would be like, I'm ready to get married. I'm ready to have a family. I'm ready to like settle down and ride or die and like have my queen by my side. And you're saying no.
No, I'm not there. I know what it would take for me to get there, and I'm working on it. Like, I know I gotta get my life together on a greater, aspect to move forward with that. I just know, you just know when you're ready, when the timing's right. And as much as I wanted to trick myself into believing that, it was right with the last one, truth is I got a lot of work to do. Like, there's a lot of work that Joe has to do and commit to himself before he can commit to anybody else. And the last one was a wake-up call.
I like that you talked about yourself in the third person there. So I'm putting Joe on. If it gets hot in here, you just let me know, because I woke up cranky today. So
I can take some heat.
Yeah. So the whole point of that, I think that's what we're talking about. Fuckboys and guys that maybe mistreat women, is that we, in hindsight, it's easier to see it in hindsight than foresight. And I'll just totally own for me that, I went in sort of trepidatious and cautious in my last relationship, kept trying to protect myself, protect my heart. Because I was like, I don't know exactly what I'm looking for or if I'm really ready. But then quickly into it revealed to me that like, I'm ready for the whole thing, the house, the home, maybe not the kids, not the whole, like, but the commitment, the boyfriend, girlfriend, that kind of stuff. And so I think that that's something where we really, we can say men mistreat women or women mistreat men, is the breakdown in communication, where both of us are not communicating how ready we are and what we're ready for.
Yeah, and I think you got to come up front with what's your values, what's your beliefs, what do you want out of a relationship. Tell this person up front, like right when you meet them, this is what I'm looking for. It's that simple.
Yes,
You don't have to test them out before you say something. Just tell them right up front.
Just everybody listen, like, just get your notes out and write that down. Is that right? Seriously.
I mean, it's that basic. It's that simple, and we overcomplicate it.
Yeah, it's that simple as like, I want a family. right? Super, that's pretty easy to say. If the other person's like for instance, I got on Bumble and I talked to this fireman and such a dick. Like
just talked, right?
Yeah, just talked. Yeah, there was no putting out fires. Thank Jesus Christ. No, we talked, and he was like, I just really want to meet in person. We'll meet over cocktails. But like shortly on the phone, he was like, yeah, I drink a lot. And because of all the stuff I see at work. And he's like, I would never buy a woman a drink and I don't want kids. I just want someone I can hang out with. And my brain was like, waste of time. So I told him, I was like, plus I was like, and he's like, yeah, one of the girls, like, I don't believe in that woo-woo shit. And I was like, nope, no. Like,
sounds like he's looking for a diversion. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, the reason I was able to just not like go on a date or even spend any time is because I was like, I know my standards. I know what I'm looking for now. You know, I definitely know that I want like somebody who's like family oriented, ready to go that direction. That being said, everyone has different levels of readiness. So where do you think you are in your when it comes to women, dating, readiness?
As far as self-awareness, I feel like I'm ready, self-awareness wise. As far as the other stuff, you know, having the stability, I'm just beginning with my journey. Like I'm just beginning, and I have no shame in admitting that. That's just where I'm at. But the self-awareness part is down, and I'm gonna keep growing and stuff and discover more. But I just feel I'm so confident with that. That's always been my crutch. I mean, look, even if my life's falling apart on the outside, I still hold myself together on the inside.
Also, as far as your life holding you together, there you go. We had yours starting to look like this. There you go. Well, can you imagine though, because there's so many romantic stories out there about like, you know, we were broke, we didn't have a lot of money, all you need is love, and meeting a woman who didn't care like where you were financially.
I think that's bullshit. Every girl's gonna want a guy who has his shit together. Let's call it for what it is. Like, especially as you get older, you're gonna want a guy who's stable. And it doesn't matter how nice he is, what he can give you. I think we got to be more honest about this. You're looking for a guy that has his shit together. Simple as that. Financially, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, you name it.
Well, what I mean, I think the broken road, right? Like I don't know that I've broken as many hearts as I've had people who broke my heart, so to speak, but it's just like sometimes it takes brokenness for you to get your shit together, for you to be like, wait a minute, I'm tired of not having fucking money in the bank. Wait a minute, I'm tired of being mistreated.
Over and over.
Yeah, over and over.
Sometimes it has to happen. Like you have to hit rock bottom several times in order to like wake the fuck up. I mean, that's what happened to me too.
J.K. Rowling said rock bottom was the solid foundation that I built my empire from.
Well, that's where you really learn who you are. You learn about that warrior in you, learn what you can handle, learn what you don't want. Yeah. There's so many gifts that come with being down and out.
So let's talk to the people. Hi, people. Hello. Good morning, afternoon, evening. Let's just like give them like, because I wake up angsty in the morning sometimes. I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm lonely. No one's here. When am I gonna get laid next? What about money?
It's actually like frustrated. That's why you wake up like that. You're sexually frustrated.
Fucking calling me out. It's calling me out.
Now, don't get me wrong. You have options though.
Yeah, I mean, but I actually really thought about that. I was like, yeah, I could totally do the drive-through thing and just like have someone come over and play, and that might be fun. But I was like, is that really moving the dial closer to my goal?
Yeah.
You know?
Not at all. I'm in the same boat. Like, I'm not going to be going over cuddling with somebody I just met, and next thing you know, wake up the next morning and oh, my energy's gone. I lost it.
Yeah, I mean, then for me, actually, what happens is like a little bit of honey creates more frustration versus just like saving that energy for me, staying focused. Obviously, I've got a tour coming up ahead and all of the things. But what would your advice be, like, just for people who wake up sexually frustrated, financially frustrated, just like in this place of like it's not happening, fuck.
Well, when I get in that spot, what I do is I'll do like a meditation. I'll actually work on me for like an hour, right? Go to
Mm-hmm.
the gym, do something physical, listen to Tony Robbins meditation on YouTube, do some journaling, maybe write a letter to somebody. All that stuff works for me. That's where I come back to myself is when I write. So I'll write a letter and maybe I won't send it out. Maybe I'll
Mm-hmm.
just keep it, but that's what I'll do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wake up like sometimes like, oh, what the hell? What am I gonna do today? Like, what's this day gonna bring? I'm
Mm.
just like, all right, just focus on you and just work on you right now. What can you do right now? I can do 50 push-ups, 100 push-ups, whatever. Just anything to just, get going, get rolling.
I love that. Just get your, and we hear this time and time again, but it's just like, don't make it complicated. Like if getting up and going to the gym is going to be too complicated, like literally roll your lazy ass out of bed, get on the floor and do like sit-ups. Like it's not rocket science. Like literally
That's
even
it.
just taking your arms from this position to this position, just stretching. It's like not
That's simple.
complicated.
Right, right.
Yeah. Like, and actually it'll sound weird on the camera, but like pounding on your chest, like Tarzan, actually totally activates your system. So there's just lots of really simple things to like get yourself in, to change your state, get yourself in that mode. So, but the reason that I'm talking to Joe is not for like, the mundane advice, but really to say, and this is the biggest question, we talked about it yesterday, and I love this question, is like, why, for all the women out there that feel undervalued or unworthy, mistreated, or just not on their game, like, I just want to hear from you, like why you love women, like why you love like the energy of women, not necessarily like a womanizer, but that you just love women.
Well, I just can harness my power with them. I just come alive. Like I just, because I'm an artist. A true artist gives. Like a true artist gives, and it's not just an artist creates. It's not just that. An artist expresses himself or herself fully, and
Mhm.
that's what I'm able to do with a woman. Like I can just go all in, be creative, surprise, write cards, do all the stuff I love to do, and
Yeah.
that's why. I mean, I'm a believer every king needs a queen and vice versa.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. Like, I think you were telling me about like flowers on doorsteps or something like that. That's something you've done.
Well, I've done candles with their initials on doorsteps, like the candles up and you know stuff like that.
Yeah.
Flowers on the windshield when they're at work. Basic stuff, but it goes a long way.
It
I wouldn't.
goes
I don't know if you call it basic because I don't know how many people are doing stuff like that.
well at your core, and you again, you and I have that in common, is you want to be like memorable, right? You're just like, and there part of me really wondered, you're like, is that a feeling, is that sort of an intuition where there's a part of you that's like, maybe this won't last, like would you want to be memorable with the woman that you knew was going to be your wife?
Well, I think. Oh, well, that's a good point. That's a very good question. I think I go into everything like I just want to make sure that no matter what happens, I won't be forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what, I mean, we could last forever, we might not, but I just want to make sure that I'm gonna go down as the guy in your head, like the guy that did it, the guy that showed up with his heart and soul,
Yeah.
and that you never forget, no matter what. But it's a good question. I mean, look, I think going into everything I go into, I think it's gonna last. That's just my perception. I'm like, I found the one. I found the
Mm.
one. I've said that at least 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
I'm 26. I said it at least 4 or 5 times in my life. But
So yeah.
yeah, I think being memorable is a thing, but I think it's also the need for attention. Like a lot of us want that attention, and we didn't get it growing up, like the attention that we wanted. So we just go all in with these relationships,
Mhm.
just because we just want somebody just to love us so much in return.
When you meet somebody new, it's never quite the same as your first love, but it does hold that level of like excitement to it.
I think that they say you never forget your first love. I disagree. I mean, I don't think about mine at all.
Hmm.
Uh, I thought I loved the girl at 17. It was my first girlfriend. 3 months we dated.
Mm-hmm.
Lost my virginity to her. Thought I was in love. She, we did all these things. I did flowers, like all these creative things for her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did a book of poems. Like, I'm like, man, I got the one here. And that was my first love. Like, I felt like, wow, my heart is full. I don't even think about my exes anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, whoever's coming into my life is a lot better than anybody who I dated already. That's the way.
Who's left your life? Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I want to say that again. Who's ever coming into your life is going to be better if you're better than who's left your life. Like if you're able to, again, just really communicate your standards like out of the gate. Like it doesn't have to be on your profile, I want to get married. But when you talk to somebody, you get to ask the question pretty quickly, like, hey, what do you want?
But if you want to get married, just put it on your profile.
I want to get married.
That's it.
I want to get married. Like I want to have, I don't know if I want to have kids. I want to have like, wouldn't it be fun to have like a ranch? I don't know. That's a whole other thing. Last night was a new moon, and being the little sorceress that I am, I did my new moon ritual, which new moon is a time of clearing out, especially a Scorpio new moon is about death and rebirth and like clearing things out. So just like you said, I got in my journal and I started writing down, I choose my man who is, and I just like wrote 2 pages of he's this and he's this. But instead of saying I want, and this is a little spell trick, you say I choose this, right? I choose to have this in my life. So standing where you're standing, Joe, in your infinite wisdom, like what are you choosing for your life? Like what's coming next for you?
Well, I'm choosing to go all in on me. Like that's where I'm at right now. Like, cause listen, I've gone all in on this girl recently, and lost some of my, I gained power, but I also lost some of mine too. Mm-hmm. So I'm making a commitment to myself, like for the first time in a long time, that I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it for me. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to build my life up, and then I can attract a better partner. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm standing.
It's such, so I just don't, again, about do men mistreat women? And my answer is like, it's not about mistreating. It's about a breakdown in boundaries, communication, and standards. Like when you know yourself and you value yourself, you'll communicate like, hey, I'm not ready to go all in. So the girls that you're hanging out with, hopefully they know that, right? And then you don't become a fuckboy. You're just straight up and clear. And then, so you can only be responsible for your side of the street. If they hear he doesn't want to go in, oh, but maybe I can change him. Well, that's on us.
Well, and we talked about that. I said most girls want a guy who's a badass that they can change and help, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if you're self-aware and you have yourself figured out, that's a challenge for them, because now they don't need to fix you. Mm-hmm. They just need to step up their game and be on the same frequency. So it's a whole different ball game they're playing. So the guy who's self-aware, it's not as much as put it in quotes, a challenge, right, for them. Most girls are attracted to that challenge.
Like the reason we're attracted to the drama and trauma of trying to fix somebody is because we don't feel whole inside of ourselves.
Right.
Yeah. And there's a lack of self-awareness. So I want to punctuate this conversation we're having right now. Everybody, please leave your comments below. We're going to pick it up again about what it takes to really have that self-awareness where someone comes up to your level instead of you compromising to be able to be in a relationship, to really like Joe's been saying, go all in on you and choose something different. So signing out, this is Rebekah Freedom.
And this is Joe Nicolosi.
King of Hearts. All right. Thanks, guys.